on.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Everyday Psychic Radio. Healing, guidance, and readings for everyday people just like you. To find your way to your highest self and living your best life. Featuring psychics Jennie McDaniel and Stacie Martin. And your host, Drew Pillow. Hey, yay. Hey, I'm your host. I'm Drew Pillow, and in the studio today is Jennie McDaniel, and we actually will have Stacie Martin with us today. So, yippee, yay, yay. And this is Everyday Psychic Radio, a psychic awareness and experience show for everyday people like you. By experience, I mean you're going to get some experience of your very own. You don't have to go around wondering and taking other people's advice and opinions. You can find out for yourself. And by the end of this show, you'll be saying, yay, too. That's our hope, anyway. So, Jennie McDaniel, you're here with me today. How are you doing today, Jennie?
Well, I'm doing exceptionally well. I'm staring at this beautiful mountain range in New Mexico, getting some good earth energy off it. So I'm doing pretty good. How about you, Drew?
Good. Got the good old Ohio energy. And I don't know if that's good or bad.
It is. It just is.
I don't see people flocking to Ohio, but I'm here if you get here. So, yeah, it's good. And you're doing the move.
Mm-hmm.
See how that works.
Mm-hmm.
You tell people all the time, sometimes you got to relocate, expand your base, open up the possibilities. And you don't just preach it, you practice it.
True.
So this is a positive move for you.
Yeah. Well, I lived in Colorado 5 years ago, and I lived there for 5 years, and I loved it. It's just very expensive. So I found myself in the South, and I liked that. It just wasn't, I didn't like humidity. So then I was in Northern California, which was temporary for the whole stay, but I knew it was going to be about a year, so I enjoyed that. And I've been just craving the Southwest again. It's my favorite place in this country as of now, subject to change in the next few years. But as of now, it's got this really mystical, ceremonial, spiritual energy. It's really cool. The energy of the land is just really fantastic. If you've ever made it to Arizona, Sedona has some vortexes, and I feel like this place has some vortexes too, even though it's not as prominent maybe as Sedona. But yeah, it's good.
Well, good. It's courageous to move. Yeah, for some people. I know people who hate where they live and they want to go, but there's some unnatural tie that holds them there, and they just can't let go. And so, I guess they kind of limit themselves when you just feel like tethered or, cemented into one spot. Does that kind of limit you?
Well, it can. It doesn't have to, but it can. And I feel like if you don't want to go live anywhere else, maybe just traveling to these places will suit you. So, yeah, I do know that stagnant energy. I'm from the Midwest. I'm from Michigan, and I was there till I was 32, and I'm 41 now. So I left about I don't know, what is that, 9 years ago. And it was the best thing I ever did. Michigan is a wonderful place. I dig on Midwestern people. Salt of the earth. We call it like we see it. We're pretty hard workers. I love Midwesterners, but there's something very, I guess we'll call it slower moving. And if that suits you, then Midwest is the place to be. But for someone like me who's trying to climb to the top of a mountain of spirituality, I have to go where that is, and that drew me out west. And I had to say goodbye to a well-established business that I built, the Holistic House in Plainwell, Michigan, my hometown, and a bunch of friends and family. But what I received was far greater. But that was my personal want. If you love your hometown and you want to stay there and you want to grow a family and do your work there, that's great. I suggest then traveling, just so you can get a little bit of that world flavor in your mouth.
Mm-hmm. And it kind of loosens you up to the possibility of moving if you want to.
if you
I
want
know.
to.
I know. I wanted to move. I was almost moved to Hawaii one time. And
Really?
yeah, I mean, I literally got on the plane and then I got back off. So we know what that was about. And you know what I think it was fear. But you know,
Yeah.
I said it's because it's an island, and what if there's a big wave and it washes everybody out? So we can make up the craziest stories to just
We can. It's
kind of
fear.
co-sign our own fears. So so now as a result, I'm here in Ohio instead of saying aloha to everybody. I'm saying
Mhm.
hey, yippee. Okay, we're going to try and get Stacie Martin on here. Let's try this one more time. Let's see if we can get her in. She's on the East Coast, so
Mhm.
maybe it's an East Coast thing. But we're trying. And nope. And as soon as we get her on, we'll go ahead and start taking callers. Let me tell her nope. So while we're doing that, let's take a minute and introduce you and our show to the listeners. Tell us who you are, what you do, and what's the purpose of our show.
I'm Jennie McDaniel, and I'm one of the psychics. Stacie Martin is having a little technical difficulty. She may have to call in or something, but Stacie Martin's on with us every Sunday. We're here noon Pacific Standard Time, 3 Eastern Standard Time, and it's a 90-minute show, and we do free readings. Today, if and when we get Stacie on, we're going to do a 3 to 5 minute reading per caller. So we can get as many people in as we can. And I'll start us off with the first caller here in a little bit here, even if Stacie can't pop on. And we'll do 3 to 5 minute calls or readings. But if you want to get to the top of the line, if you feel like you have something that just needs to be looked at right now, right here, you can go to our website, which is everydayradio.com, I'm pretty sure, and you can click on there and it'll give you a bunch of information of how to get to the top of the line. A small donation of $10 gets you to the top of the line and you get a extra long reading. So if that suits you today, go ahead and do that. If not, we'll be doing free 3 to 5 minute readings, and I do all kinds of healing. I'll read your energy. I'll take a look at your past lives. I'll take a look at your karma. I'll channel deceased family members and friends, as well as your highest self. I like to have my clients tell me their emotional problems, and often I can trip into, if you will, a past life where we can cut some cords and do some healing around traumas in past lives, because they're not past at all. They're parallel. Time is a construct that's created so we can come to these physical dimensions to play. So in that concept, if that is truth, which I believe it is, those past lives are simply just parallel and happening right now in a different time frame continuum. I know that's a weird concept and it might flip your head back and it might even trigger you. I suggest looking at some quantum physics. There's a documentary, What the Bleep Down the Rabbit Hole. There's a few more, but it's very shamanic and it's very potent. I've been doing it for 10 years. I've done over 20,000 healings, and I wouldn't keep doing it if it didn't work. I'm an Aries with a Capricorn moon. I'm all business. If things don't move and grow and shift, and I'm out the door, and I've stayed. And this is the only thing I've really stayed with is my spiritual practice. So we're just excited to be here with all of you. This is Heart Over Ego Radio. That's the mother network name, but this is Everyday Psychic Radio, and we're here every Sunday. You should check us out. We have shows almost every day of the week, different flavors of psychic work.
Yeah.
So that's that.
We're like Baskin Robbins. We have 7 flavors. So, okay. So let me go ahead, and we do have we have a caller in the queue.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we have several callers, but we have our VIP caller from New York. She's waiting right now. We're going to bring her in less than 5 minutes. I'm going to attempt to connect with Stacie through a different method. So let's do that right now. Okay, let's see if I got that number right. Yep. So we're going to call Stacie. We don't normally do this.
Is it going to
Mike.
ring?
It's ringing. It's ringing.
Hello.
Stacie.
Hi.
Can you hear us?
Hi, guys. Yes, I can. I'm so sorry. I don't know what the heck is wrong with that.
It's
I
probably
think
my
we're going
fault.
into Mercury retrograde or something. Yeah, we'll blame it on something.
Yeah.
Technology, Mercury retrograde. I have no idea. We're glad you're here, Stacie.
Me
Since I'm the
too.
only guy here, it's my fault, I'm sure. Uh, I'm gonna. We have the chat room open now, so now, cool. Okay. So, are you guys ready? Stacie, can you introduce yourself really quickly? Because we kind of got off to a slow start. If you introduce yourself,
Yeah, absolutely.
and yep.
Hi everybody. My name is Stacie Martin. I am an intuitive tarot reader, Reiki master, healer, spiritual life coach, and I am in Connecticut. So I like to think of myself as a guide on your path to finding your own healing, and I'm available by cell phone, email, Facebook, Instagram, any way you want to, you can contact me, and I'm happy to be here.
Groovy. Jennie, are you back? Did you leave us?
I am. I was seeing if I could get a little better connection. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, you sound great. And Stacie
Yeah.
sounds great.
Oh,
And
good.
Mandy's confirmed that, so we know it's true. So let us begin our show. Let us get to the meat and potatoes of our show. The chat room's open. We have a chatter in there chatting it up, and the phone lines are open. If you're listening on the internet, this is the call-in number. It is 323-642-1188. 323-642-1188. Our website is Everyday Psychic Radio. You can go there, click a button, boom, you'll jump to the head of the line, just like Rose from New York has just done. Ladies and gentlemen, Rose from New York. Rose, howdy.
Hello, how you all doing today?
Hi, Rose.
Good.
Hi. First time caller, so I just was checking out your show. I was listening to the last week's show. But it sounded very good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. So,
Rose, what can we do for you today?
Yeah, what's your question?
Oh, God, I have many, many questions. All right, so where do I begin? Yeah, right. That would take a long time. But anyway, I guess right now, just what I need to clear up, I guess my energy feels. I have like I started a new, not a new career, but a new office, and I'm not sure. I feel a little bit stuck, so I don't know what's going on with energies with me, or I'm trying to do a few things at once, like I guess a lot of people are trying to do. I don't know. I don't really know, but I know there's something there.
Yeah.
Let's start there. Yeah, let's start there. Stacie, do you want to start us off, or would you like me to go first?
I'd love to start actually because it came through pretty clear for me. Rose, are you working? Do you have like a manager or a boss that you're working under now?
Yeah, I've always kind of had a manager, right?
Okay,
okay. But it's a new one. It's a new one now. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I see. And what your guides are giving me, I think, is you just need some more time to settle in and allow yourself permission to get your creative juices flowing again and empower yourself to really take the lead and start to make things happen. I think whenever we start a new job or a new project, we're always slightly like timid and don't necessarily know where the boundaries are or what liberties we can take. So it really is all about just keep breathing, keep your eyes and ears open, and eventually you will get comfortable enough to start really being able to put your creativity into it. And I do see you ending up being very comfortable in this space and being able to use your talents the way you want to. I think it's just it takes a little time to settle in. That's what your guides are showing me right now at the moment.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. That's true. It's only been a couple of weeks I've been there, so Yeah.
Yeah, and I think this manager style is probably not what you're used to in the past. So it takes time to get used to someone else's style, especially if they're, above us in the food chain business wise. So you'll, like I said, eyes and ears open, just kind of watch that person's style, what they like, what they don't like, and you'll be able to absorb that, and then from there, you can really do what you're there to do.
Okay, so all right, so it's I thought it was a good fit when I went in.
Yeah.
It felt like good. So I mean, I was picking up that it was the energies were good there for me.
Yeah, I think so as well. Jennie, do you have anything to add in?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Rose, hi. Right away when you were talking, I was like, oh, there's some energy that I could bolster here. She sounds even a bit sad. So I've been just kind of boosting the energy around your solar plexus as well as your sacral chakra and your root. And then I'm just flushing all the way back up the top because it's energy and we can move it like that. But what they're doing is they're pointing at the sacral chakra and they're saying, bring in more passion. So yes, you have a day job like most of us. And they're saying you can, show your creativity and get more comfortable there. And that's coming. I see that as well. But what they're saying is anything on the side. So, anything that creates creative juices, they're saying will be helpful. And again, that can be for some people walking or taking baths or learning about the chakra system or, I don't know, going to the history museum nearby. So they're just saying kind of move the energy a little bit because with this new job, it is shaking things up. It's a perfect time to let go of heavier frequencies that aren't going to service you. So that can look like stress, anxiety, fear, just anything that's heavy. They're saying in this shift that you're experiencing the new job, they're saying it's, again, perfect, ripe time to go ahead and drop anything that doesn't service you. And we do that by just recognizing that it's there. Okay, there's something a little off here. I know this is a good fit at my job, but something's a little off. That is just a sign or your body talking to you saying, give it a little something. And it's different each time for each person. So it's just getting used to yourself and feeling, okay, I can use a walk or I need a small vacation and it doesn't have to cost a bunch of money and I can go get a massage and I'll go to the massage school and get a $25 massage. Ooh, look at that energy work and doing free energy work. Blog Talk Radio is full of healers. We're here almost every day of the week. So go ahead and just boost up that sacral chakra. It'll pump your other chakras full of energy. And if you need to, just go ahead and Google sacral chakra. It's orange. It's right at that belly button. It has everything to do with creativity and passion. So they're just showing that one being a little bit smaller than it could be. And again, it's just up to you with what you find where your passion lies. And so being honest with yourself, like, oh, right now I'm into nothing, and that's okay. Or right now I'm going to read a book on Iran. I don't know. I'm making stuff up, but they're just saying anything that pops in your mind of any curiosity, or I mean, I'm sure there's books on it or whatever. But I don't know how interesting it would be. But any which way, I'm sure their culture is very interesting in some way. But so they're saying, just go ahead and just research and kind of get your juices flowing. I think Stacie even used that word. So it's a turbulent time on the planet right now. It's crazy right now. It's just a very hectic, change-oriented time.
And Rose, I have a random question for you because Jennie just opened something up for me. Do you love the summer and sitting in the sun and going to the beach?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Is that like that's like your happy time when it's warm weather and the sun is out and you can be out in the sun?
Yes, I enjoy that quite a bit.
Okay.
I'm not that far from the beach.
Oh, good. Okay. Because as Jennie was describing what she was feeling, I was feeling a lack of sunlight with you. And of course, you're in New York, I'm in Connecticut, so it's fall now. We're going into the winter season. If you're in an office all day, like 9 to 5, or even if you're not in an office all day, 9 to 5, I would look online and look at getting a sun lamp to put into your office or even at home, because it will really make a difference for you, because I really feel like you are a person who needs that sunlight and that vitamin D. And maybe you're even a little vitamin D deficient in the autumn and winter seasons because you don't get as much sun as you do in spring and summer, and your body feels it. It feels the lack of that. So if you're taking a multivitamin or something like that, just make sure there's some vitamin D in there. But sun lamps are great because it mimics the natural sun's light and energy, and I think it would make a big difference for you.
Yeah, I've heard of those lamps before, and I know there are people that affects people more than others.
Vitamin D.
When you're not able to go outside
take a supplement
in the sunshine.
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't think they're expensive at all anymore. I think maybe you can look at Amazon for like $20 and get a good one.
Oh, okay. All right, I'll check that out. Sounds good. I just want to ask another question. I'm trying to quit. I used to smoke cigarettes. I no longer smoke them, but I'm trying to quit. I was smoking those vapor cigarettes, and I'm trying to quit those too. Which is, I don't know.
I'm right there with you, sister. I'm trying to quit vaping too. Like right now, at the moment.
Right. And I actually did good for a little while. I mean, for like a week, but then I, gave in again to getting them. So, do you have any suggestions that would maybe work for me, or is it just? I guess it's just an addiction, like everything else. Do you see anything that might work for me? Yeah.
It's definite. I'm going to talk to you as a person right now, and then Jennie can jump on as an intuitive and give both of us advice because I'm having a really difficult time with that too. Have you?
But I guess a lot of people are.
Yeah. What were you using as the vape? Were you using Juul or something else?
Well, yeah, it's not. Well, it's like Blue. They call it Blue. I'm sure you know the brand.
Okay, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's a percentage of nicotine like in the little cartridges. You can check to see if they have, normally they're like 5% in the cartridges. You can check to see if they have a 3% cartridge. So that way give yourself like a week of using the 3% instead of the 5% so that you're slowly tapering yourself down. And then I would maybe, depending on how often you were using it, if you don't want to experience like severe nicotine withdrawal, I would use a nicotine patch for maybe a couple of weeks until you can wean yourself off of it. That's my plan, and I haven't been able to do it yet. But maybe Jennie can give us some tools to focus on because I need this advice too.
Well, I'll just let you know that the Blue comes in 2.4, so I'm on that, and you can go to that 2.4.
Oh,
but
good. Okay.
Other than that, I don't know how would I help you because now we're going to jump to someone. What's her name?
Yeah,
Jennie's going to help.
Yeah, Jennie. So then I would, you're already on 2.4, that's a lower. That's a lower dose, which is a good thing. So check out nicotine patches or even like the Nicorette gum. It'll give you a tiny little bit of nicotine so that you're not feeling such a withdrawal. But in my experience, it has a lot to do with willpower. But Jennie, any advice for the both of us?
Yes.
Probably everybody. A lot
Acupuncture,
too.
hypnotherapy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Acupuncture, hypnotherapy, and what I've learned by being a hypnotherapist is if you can change your routine, it makes it 100 times easier. So what, just changing your morning routine around and doing it differently is going to shake that habit because it is a habit. It's habitual. So yes. You have to want to quit, but then you can get some assistance with the acupuncture as well as with the hypnotherapy on top of changing up your routine. The guy I took hypnotherapy classes under was a specialist in Dallas, Texas for quitting smoking, and that was his biggest thing. In hypnosis, he would, rewire their brain to do something different in the morning, and they did the same stuff. They just did it in a different order, and it shook it up enough.
Oh. All right, we could try that. There's a couple of good things there. Yeah, 1, 2,
And
3.
Jennie, you
All
offer
right.
that to your clients?
I do. Yes, hypnotherapy. It's about a 90-minute session. We go into deep meditation, and I bring the subconscious forward, and we tinker around, and it's very helpful. You remember everything. Drew also took some courses in hypnotherapy, didn't you, Drew?
Sure did.
Awesome.
Sure
So
did.
Rose, you've got 2 resources right there that, I would definitely try that.
Yeah, I think I
absolutely.
will.
Absolutely.
Yeah, sounds good. All right. Okay.
The big question for Rose is, Rose, there you go. So Rose, how did you like your experience with us today?
Oh, I liked very much. Very helpful. Right, yeah. I like having
Thank you.
Different, you have 2 different people with their different perspectives on things, so that helps. Not just one. So it's very good.
Awesome. We
enjoyed
totally appreciate
you.
it. We appreciate you so much, Rose. Thank you for calling in today.
Thank you, Rose.
Rose. And thank you for following us. Oh, that was awesome. That was awesome. I really like you guys were talking about vapes and everything. You can actually call in and you can talk about whatever. I love that.
Yeah.
I love how it's just I like that she was just very comfortable to talk about whatever, and by the way, I'm trying to quit vaping. What should I do? I would have never thought to ask that question. And while you guys were talking, I was hitting my vape. So
Me? Are you serious?
You guys jumped me off. Yeah.
Are you serious?
So
that's funny because I was too. Now I feel like a big fat hypocrite.
Yes,
I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready to quit yet. Almost.
It's so hard. I'm almost too. Shout out to Gabby in the chat room. She's a first-time listener. We hope you're enjoying our show. That was a really long read, right? So how are we going to get all these readers, all these callers? How are we going to field all of them today? Well, we will do our best, and our normal caller readings are 5 minutes, much shorter. We do go above and beyond for our VIPs. And if you want to be a VIP, the benefits of that is that you jump ahead of the line. There's no hoping and praying, and you get a little extra time with us. So please consider being a VIP. You also help support our show. And to do that, you just go to everydaypsychicradio.com and follow the prompts on that page. It's painless, it's quick, and you'll be talking with Stacie and Jennie in no time at all. So you guys ready to take another caller?
Yeah.
Okay, let's take this caller. Sometimes these numbers look the same, but this one looks really different. So let's try this one. It's got a lot of zeros in it. Caller, 973 area code. What's your name? Where are you calling from? What's your question or comment?
Happy Sunday. My name is Tina, and I'm calling from New Jersey.
Hi, Tina.
Tina from Jersey.
Hi, Tina.
Yes, thank you for the psychic party today. It's raining where I am, so this is
Oh.
cool. Thank you. I would like to ask about my relationship with my boyfriend, Trey.
Stacie, do you want to go, or should I take this one?
I'll go. I'll start it off.
Thank you.
Tina, I have to tell you, the minute you started talking, I got a big smile on my face because your energy is just effervescent, and that's beautiful to hear and to also see, because I did pull the star card for you, which is a really beautiful card in the tarot deck. It essentially represents that you really are centered. You've done a lot of work on yourself. You know what you want and how to get it. And you've already learned some big lessons in your life. So congratulations on that. That's a beautiful card. As far as your boyfriend goes, I feel like you are like, time is running out. What is the deal? Why hasn't he popped the question yet? Is that true?
I'm just an optimist. That's all. He's moving all right. I just, wanted yesterday. So yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Instant gratification. I totally get it. I think for him, I think the two of you, I think, are very well suited for each other, because I think his time clock is a little slower than yours is, so you balance each other out in a really beautiful way. But I do see that the relationship really does look beautiful, and I feel like he gives you a really good foundation to kind of be tethered to, so that you can fly up in the air and be your bubbly, effervescent self. And I think you very much elevate him, whereas he may tend to stay more on the ground if you didn't pull him up there with you. So I can't help but laugh because you're laughing. It's so catching. I think he will probably take it a little slower than you would prefer, but I definitely see beautiful things for you guys in the future.
Thank you. No, it's funny you said bubble, because that's what he said. I'm in a bubble. So now he's in the bubble.
Jennie, do you want to chime in?
We're just doing one reader per call, unless they do the
deluxe
we are.
Oh, I'm
package.
Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, that was.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Tina.
Thank you, Tina.
Thank you.
We appreciate you.
How do we read?
Yeah, she did have really high, happy energy. That was so good.
Yeah,
I was laughing too.
That's great.
I was laughing, and I was like, "Why am I laughing?" Oh, because. And I can relate. Is that a guy? Is that a guy thing that we're just so, I don't know, slower? Not slow mentally, but my girlfriend wants to get married, and I was like, yeah, well, we'll get there.
That is a loaded
are we just
question.
more reluctant? Are guys just more reluctant or slower, cautious, or is it just me?
I think that it's primitive. I think it's in the genetics of humans. Is you guys are the seed spreaders, and we're the nesters or gatherers or whatever. So I think it's just in your DNA to not want to settle down as intensely as a woman does. I think it's part of our nature, is that security of being in a connected relationship brings. So I think that's what we're seeking, where men are more of the spread the seed type.
Wow.
Yeah, and a lot of culture says it's always good to look for an older man, because then you're more evenly matched. I think women just maybe how do I say this nicely? Women maybe evolve quicker or notice it more than men do. So it's 333. That's so funny. That's my angel number. I have it tattooed on my wrist. So my sister is confirming that I'm right on this. My husband's 8 years older than me. So we had very different life experiences at very different times in our lives. So he kind of went through his college party phase when I was in middle school. So he needed to get that out of his system before we were meant to connect. And then I was kind of ending my wild child phase, and he helped me bring myself back down and ground myself and really plant a life, plant a foundation, plant a future. So I think it's interesting. I think you're right, Drew. It's timing, age. Everything is wrapped up in there.
Yeah. Well, I'm older, so I don't know what that means, because I'm ready now. I just had to get a little.
See, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the stereotype that women mature quicker than guys, does that ring true for you guys, or am I just the immature guy that took a long time to catch up? What do you guys think? Personal view.
I think females have a bit more, not always, I'm not going to blanket statement this, but I think generally women have more complex emotions. And I think it has everything to do with our chemistry and what's in our body. Men have more testosterone, women have more estrogen. Again, the emotion space is different. Just our sole jobs as nurturers are going to put us in a different category as a hunter, which is generally the man's archetype there, and there's more of them, but those are the general ones. So I think it's chemistry, and I think that when there's an author, I think his name's Donald Neil Walsh or Neil Donald Walsh. Anyway, he wrote Conversations with God, and he channeled that the female gender is more highly evolved, and he had to go back and read that because of course he was a man, and he was like, wow, okay, I'm channeling the information that's coming through that the female gender is more evolved spiritually, i.e. emotionally, and females are definitely, it's more acceptable for us to hold space in emotion and to express our emotion. Men are suppressed in a lot of ways. So it's partially chemistry and DNA and all the things, and then it's partially societal. I feel like the female gender as of now tends to be a bit more mature or advanced. It's just simply I guess how we've evolved.
Yeah, I love Jennie's word of chemistry instead of maturing, because I feel like maturing, that it could denote a negative connotation. So chemistry, I think that's a beautiful word, and I've talked about this with friends and family, and there's a joke. I don't know if you guys have heard. Females, we bleed for 7 days and don't die. So we're pretty evolved and magical, in my opinion. So men have to kind of like catch up to that, So there's a lot, like Jennie said, that, that's using layman terms and humor. But as Jennie said, we have a lot going on chemistry wise. That's evolving rapidly as women.
7 days and don't die.
Right?
Wow, that is.
And if you think about
we're not going to catch you on that one. I got a feeling we're never going to catch up to that one.
No, it kind of puts things into perspective. It does. I like to use that phrase a lot.
That bar is way too high. We're going to have to find a different way. Yeah. Let's grab this caller. From the chat room. She's smiling and chatting, and her name is Anne. Anne, can you hear us now?
Hi. Yes, I can.
Hi, where are you calling?
Thank you so much.
Yeah, where are you calling from? What's your question or comment?
Oh, I'm calling from California.
Okay.
Hi. And you have a question for us today, Anne?
Yes, actually, my question is about my daughter, if that's okay to ask.
Yes.
Well, she just
what would you like to know? Really.
She just broke up
with her
long-term boyfriend, so I can see how lonely she is. There's no way to reconcile. No, it was not a good relationship. But do you see a new love on the horizon for her? Something like significant?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, and you know what your spirit guides are saying is she's asking the question about her daughter, but what we're instantly doing is going to your heart chakra. So yes, your daughter is going to find love. Absolutely. She's young, beautiful. Her energy is shiny. That is, they're saying, the more you worry about that, the more it suppresses other systems in your body, like your immune and your chakra system. So they're saying, worrying is like praying for what you don't want. We see your concern. She's your daughter. She's going through a divorce. You're very heartful for using your airtime to ask questions about her. You're so loving. That's why we go right to your heart chakra. But they're saying she'll be fine. Now we want to look at your heart chakra. We're doing some moving around in your heart chakra because it looks like a couple cuts and breaks and wounds there. So what we're doing is just fleshing it without a ton of detail because we don't have a ton of time here. We're fleshing out your heart chakra because they're saying there's patterns in past lives that carry into this one of heartache and heartbreak. So again, cutting those cords to those parallel lives, it doesn't mean they're not happening. It just means that we're going to cut off that intensity so that we can focus in on this time frame continuum and do soul healing, spiritual healing. So I'm just going through your chakras real quick. We're just going to hit them all. We're going to go to that root, and they're having me give that a spin, and we have some things flying off that aren't servicing you. And we have all your spirit guides around, and we're going to pop up into that sacral chakra. It's orange. Give that one a spin. Next one is the solar plexus. That one's yellow. They're having me sit there for a minute, and I'm spinning the energy because they're saying we got to beef that one up, her confidence. We need to beef up her confidence. So they're throwing all kinds of lovely, sparkly energy into your solar plexus, center of the stomach. It'd be wise to go ahead and Google that or look at that later for your own personal growth space. Now we're going to pop up in that heart chakra where we've just been beaming light. It looks a lot better than when we picked up the phone with you. It looks green, shining, beautiful. You're a natural healer, old soul, empath, intuitive yourself. So they're saying so many past lives of holding space as a healer. You're just a natural lover and healer. It's beautiful, but we have to go ahead and put that mirror up and give it right back to ourselves, or it's in vain, because that's the soul thing, is to circle it around, give it out, hold space, bring it back into us, bring it into our soul as well, because very commonly the healer, teacher, mother will put herself on the back burner every single time, even when the kids are grown. We have to learn to take care of ourselves as females. We have to go ahead and revamp and re-energize our existence so that we can go out there and keep loving, which is going to be the ultimate determiner of this. If this planet lets us stay on it, is the love that we generate. So sending you all kinds of heart energy, beefing that up even more, popping into that throat chakra, baby blue spinning wheel of light. Looks a little small. I'm going to grow it a bit because you're a natural teacher and healer. Just give that a little bit of a growth space, giving it a spin, flinging out any fear, stress, anxiety about speaking truth or wisdom, going up into that third eye. It's pretty. You've got a really developed third eye. Giving it a spin, and out pops an amethyst. I'm going to push it back in and pop it back out the back of your head. It flips back down and comes into your root chakra and is now busting up through all of your chakras. It's very cool. You got a lot going on here. Busting back up through all the chakras, and it's going ahead and spinning around that third eye and popping out the crown. We appreciate you for calling in, and I hope that you check in with us every once in a while so we can refresh and recalibrate your chakras for you. You're a lovely human. Again, thank you for listening, and we're here every Sunday, noon Pacific Standard Time, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Everyday Psychic Radio.
That's right, and we appreciate you, and thank you so much for calling in today. I really resonated with what you said to her about worry, because it is. It's like anti-praying, you know. It's counterproductive, and it's super unhealthy for me to not worry. But it's so refreshing to just live in like a good atmosphere and just having faith and confidence that things are going to be the way they're supposed to be, and just being in that better mindset. It attracts what you're looking for, right?
It does. Ease and grace. Attracts more ease and grace.
Just believe it's going to be all right and do the things you got to do, and just leave the worry in. You know, I used to have this gimmick I used to do. When the worry would come on me, I'd be like, okay, worry, I see you, you know, and I'm going to entertain you, but it's going to be tomorrow, not today. So I just kept tricking him like that until he got tired of visiting me. And so he went to visit someone else, I guess. We have another caller. How are you guys enjoying the show so far? And we are at the commercial time, but how are you guys feeling so far with the show? Are you guys happy with it? Do we need to speed it up, slow it down? You guys are happy?
I'm happy.
I'm happy too.
Me too.
I feel happy. Yeah, we have tons of callers, and we have
the
chat room. Chat room is actually getting some people are jumping in the chat room and saying things to me, and I feel so cool, nice responding to them. I'm doing my duty today. If you want to join the chat room, go to blogtalkradio.com/HeartOverEgoRadio, because Heart Over Ego Radio is our big umbrella company that brings programming like this one for you on Sundays. But then we also produce shows on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And if you want to know more about those shows, just check out this really cool commercial. We'll be back in 60 seconds. What if you could change your life? What if you could raise your vibrations? What if you could just exude positivity? Well, sometimes all you need is just a little bit of guidance to show you the way. This is Heart Over Ego Radio, a network of shows designed to do exactly that, to help improve the quality of your life, mind, body, and spirit. On Sundays, we have the Everyday Psychic Show. Mondays, the Alchemy Sisters. Tuesdays, Radical Spirituality. Wednesdays, Know Thyself. Thursdays, Transcending Love. And Fridays, Rain Radio. All unique shows, all with the common purpose of raising your vibrations and taking you higher. Join us on Facebook, blogtalkradio.com. Heart Over Ego Radio. My favorite commercial, and I hope it's yours too. I hope you guys take a moment and like our page on Blog Talk Radio. We're Heart Over Ego Radio. That's the network. Just follow it, and you'll get the notifications, let you know when our upcoming shows are, and check out the different shows. I've been listening to some of the shows, and they are very interesting. They are very interesting. Why? I listened to All for One. What's it called? One for All is One with Sonia Spirit.
That's Sonia's.
Yeah, I was listening to it the other day, and she took a movie and she dissected it to show the hidden spiritual messages in it, and I was like, this is
cool.
so interesting. Yeah, it was really nice. So just check out the different shows. I think June Love is doing chakras. And that's on Thursdays. Yeah, so there's a nice little mix of a nice mixed bag of shows, and they're all really interesting. Although I'm a little biased when I say that the Sunday show, this one right here, right now, this one is the best. I just think that's my personal view. So make sure you check. Don't forget about us while you're checking out all the others. So we are Everyday Psychic Radio, and we are going back to the phone lines. We're going to get another caller. This caller is Gabby. Gabby, where are you calling from, and what's your question or comment?
First of all, thank you for taking my call, and I am from Southwest Florida.
Cool.
And my question has to do, I don't really know if I could ask about health. I don't know if you do that. Some people do, some don't. Or a romantic partner, which I don't have and I would like.
Yeah, I
Stacie,
think.
Do you want to take this one?
Yeah, you can absolutely ask about that. Sorry, I'm just listening to my guides. And tell me your name again. I'm so sorry.
Gabby.
Gabby, thank you. Oh my goodness.
Technically, my given name is Catherine. However, my nickname is Gabby. Don't ask. I don't know how that came to be.
Okay.
People say Kathy, and I'm like, no, it's Gabby. I got it.
Well, for whatever reason, Gina kept like popping into my head, and I couldn't get it out, and I knew that's not what you said, so I just had to ask you again. So I want to talk about both kind of in tandem. I absolutely see romantic love in your life coming down the pike. I think, though, there are a couple things that you have to work on first and take care of before your body, soul, heart, mind is really ready for that relationship. And I get the sense that you've always wanted that soulmate, intense connection. This is the one relationship. And I don't feel like you have gotten that yet in your life. Is that true?
Yes, that's true. It's true. Are you there,
Stacie? Can you hear me?
I think.
Can you hear me
There
now?
she is. Sorry.
There we go.
Sorry,
Okay.
Sorry, that was weird. Should I?
Stacie, could you repeat that then? Because you were breaking up a little bit.
Okay, I'll repeat everything. Can you hear me okay now?
Yes.
Okay. So, absolutely, there is that love, that extremely special love, because I did hear you answer me that you said you haven't felt like you found the one yet or had that experience of real true love on soul level, on heart level, and you want that bond, and I do see him waiting for you. There are a few things that you have to take care of first in order to be in the place where he's able to step forward into your life, or you are able to find him. I think emotions are one thing. I'm seeing like a duality of emotions. Is there someone in your life now that, or maybe they're not even in your life now, but you haven't let go of them yet completely?
Yes, and funny you should mention that. When you said, I wasn't really sure how to answer you when you asked that question, because I really thought I had found somebody. And this was about 30 years ago, and I swore, in fact, I have sworn for the last 29 of those 30 years that this was my twin flame. And however, I'm starting to doubt that now. I think I've seen some clarity, and there are a lot of things about this person that have become a little bit more clear to me, and my respect that I used to have has been slowly waning.
I was going to say there are things that you very clearly don't like about this person.
He's not available right now anyway, so it doesn't matter. I mean, he's in a very, very bad marriage, but that's neither here nor there because he's not available. So
right, gotcha. Okay.
So
in order for you to really make space to move to the next stage of your life, and to open up and find new love, it's completely understandable that this other person would still be within your heart and your thoughts, because you were with him for so long. But there is an action where you really need to cut the cord. And there are meditations to do cord cutting, things like that. Jennie is phenomenal. I believe that she does that with her clients. If you wanted to even do it with a facilitator, to cut the cord and let him go. Send love and light, let him go, and then focus on yourself, focus on self-love and what makes you happy and what makes you healthy. And if there are some health issues that you need to address, now is the time to do that. I think once you emotionally cut the cord from this person in your past, those health issues will be able to be taken care of, because I do feel like he had a little bit of a negative hold over you, a little bit of a toxic hold. So once you have done that and cut the cords, spent some time with self-care and self-love, this relationship, this man that you're looking for there will be space for him to walk into your life. And I pulled the Emperor card, and so I very much do believe that he is out there for you. You just have to do the work on yourself first so that you're the best version of yourself and you can meet him where he's coming from, where he stands, so that the two of you are on equal playing fields.
Okay, beautiful.
Yeah. How'd you like that? Gabby, a.k.a. Catherine?
That's something that I have always known, and I really have been trying to do that. And that's kind of like when I was saying about how in the last year or so I've had so much clarity, and I'm seeing a different person that I thought I knew, but I come to find out, I need to take you off that pedestal that I put you on
Yeah, and
you don't belong there.
And just by talking, we only have so much time on the phone, but it's evident that you are a very caring, heartful person. So to know him so long and to be involved with him for so long, of course there's a part of you that's still going to care about him. So cutting cords isn't easy. There is some pain involved in it because you're letting something go that that was in your heart and you were carrying for so long. That's why it's so beautiful to do it with a facilitator like Jennie, who can lovingly lead you through it, protect your greatest and highest good, and his as well, because we do send the people we cut cords with off with light and love. They're just not meant to be in our personal space and universe anymore. And so if you've been trying to do this for over a year, I would definitely recommend having a session, because I'm the same way. It's very hard for me to let things go, let alone people go in my life. So I've had to do the same thing. I've had to do meditations and sessions to cut cords and let people go. And call in Archangel Michael if you resonate with that. Archangel Michael is he is the official cord cutter, and he will protect you and send you love and help you cut those cords so that you're ready to move on with fresh energy.
Okay.
Thank you for calling in.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Gabby. My pleasure.
Okay.
Thank you. And that's what it's all about. Some people call in and they're getting information. And some people call in and they're getting confirmation. She said, I knew this all along. So, now you have it. And then some people call in because they need one or the other, but they need something more, because some of it is easier said than done. And you might just be tired of just doing it in a way that's not moving you anywhere. Like, definitely as a man, I found it really difficult to ask for help, even though I really knew that I needed. I think I was in some kind of male denial. I don't need any help. Yeah, I needed help. So it's not only is it a good thing to know that I need help, it's a good thing to know where to find the help, and good help at that. So that's a perfect segue into, let's tell the listeners how they can contact Jennie McDaniel and Stacie Martin after this show in case they want to get, a more personal reading or take advantage of some of the other services that are available. So, ladies, how can as a listener, how can I contact you, Jennie? What's your contact information?
You can email me at Jennie, JENNIE, McDaniel, McDaniel @gmail.com, or you can find me on Facebook, Jennie McDaniel. I'm also on the Everday Psychic radio show page, as well as the Alchemy Sisters, my other show on Mondays. We're taking a break between season 2 and 3, but we're on Mondays, the Alchemy Sisters. So you can contact me there. And anybody calling from the radio, I do $50 an hour session special. And the lady who just called, if she wants an energy clearing, that usually takes about a half an hour. So that's $30. So just so everyone knows, these tools are available to you. You just get the amount of time that you can afford, and we can get a lot done in 20 to 30 minutes.
Yeah. What about you, Stacie? How can we contact you?
Yeah, so you can email me at staciemlong@gmail.com, and that's STACIE, M as in Margaret, LONG, @gmail.com. My Instagram is Stacie Margaret Martin, and I'm on Facebook as a public page, Stacie Martin. And I also you can contact me through my blog, which is www.manifestedmama.com.
And you can also contact both of them by visiting our Blog Talk Radio page, Everyday Psychic Radio.
Oh, yes.
Today's show page, there's a link that you can, let me double check real quick. Yep, there's a link. It says Jennie McDaniel. Click that and you'll be on her Facebook page. Everyday Psychic Radio Show. Click that. You'll be at our website, Heart Over Ego, like our page. Stacie Martin. You'll be right on her Facebook page. And if you go to Everyday Psychic Radio, if we don't have all these links that they just mentioned right there with nice, beautiful pictures of these ladies, because I know you want to know what they look like, right? So, yeah, all those links, if they're not there now, they will be there shortly. So, and if you click my name, it won't go to any place that you think it'll go. It'll go somewhere special. It's a weird link. It's a surprise. So click it just to find out. And because I can't cut your cords, but I'll get on your nerves. So anyway, let's get another caller in because we only have 30 minutes left. Let's get some callers. Oh, let's see. Okay, that's my girlfriend listening. Hi, honey. So let's take this caller because this is a interesting number, 347 area code. I wonder where they're calling from. 347, what's your name? Where are you calling from? Mm-hmm.
Hi, my name is Tamika, and I'm calling from New York.
Tamika from New York.
Hi there.
Yep. Hi.
What's your question?
Have you called
What's
in
your
before?
Question?
Have you called in before, Tamika from New York?
I think in the past.
Okay, good. Okay, so what's your question or comment for us today?
Okay, my question is, tomorrow I'm going to be going to work and giving my notice because I got a new job, and I'm wondering if you see any kind of future between me and someone I was involved with there and I still care about. His name is Frank, and I'm just wondering what you see for us future-wise.
Tamika, you've called in every day this month on Sundays asking the same question. The answer hasn't changed. He's not your equal. He's probably in another relationship. There's really not a lot moving there. I'm so sorry. I know you want a different answer. I know what it feels like to want to go to different psychics and get the answer that you want. I can't do that. What I'm seeing is there's no if there's a possibility, it's like 20%. That's nothing to go on. So what they're saying is enjoy this new job, cut the cords. We were just talking about it. $30. I'll have you for a half an hour. We will cut those cords because what they're saying is there's nothing there for you. Cut the cords, move forward. Your 60-year-old self will just love you for it. Will just love you for it. So build up that solar plexus. Stop worrying about this guy who's not giving you any attention. Go ahead and just beef yourself up and go ahead and move forward and find someone who wants to run with you and have a connection with you and be faithful and loving and caring. We love you so much. But from now on, if you want to make an appointment, go ahead and go to our website and donate and we'll get you on for a paid reading. We appreciate you so much for calling and sending all kinds of light and love, okay?
Yeah,
thank you.
And thank you so much. Appreciate you. And that is so important because the cord cutting, it's like the fact that the cord is there is what makes it so difficult to just keep moving. You know?
Yeah,
it's like
it does.
I mean, I can relate because I've been places and it's like, you know, in my right mind, I know I would just walk away from this. But something else is going on inside of me that's like, oh, it makes me see things in the most optimistic, positive light and just only see the good and just find a reason to stay. And, you know, the cord cutting can really help with the healing and the, you know, doing what's best for me type of decisions, right?
Absolutely.
I think so, and I think that it's very, very helpful. It's helpful for so many reasons beyond, cutting connections. It's helpful for bringing our power back to us because when we pine for someone who's not going to show up for us, we're selling ourselves short and we're not giving ourselves the compassion and love that we deserve. So why would the universe give us more of what we're not giving it? So getting that self-confidence, that cutting of the cord, it's important to cut the connections. But what the most important healing aspect is getting that power back so that we can move forward as opposed to, again, pining and sitting and waiting for something that's most likely not going to happen. I know I have a very high tolerance for it these days, but back in the day when I was a newer psychic, I really didn't like that pining energy because it felt victim. It felt like a victim, and I was like, how can that be helpful? Until I got in that situation, then I got a lot more heartful about it, but yet I'm still tough love with it, where I'm like, that is a victim space. If you want to move forward, you have to look ahead, not back.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm down for whatever is going to help me do that, because sometimes we're just stuck.
Mhm.
I mean, nobody asks to be stuck, but sometimes we just are there for some reason. Maybe it's, I don't know, why are people stuck?
It's a lesson. It's a hard karmic lesson. For example, Tanika, the one who just called, she's having a lot of karmic energy being present, and she's trying to work through it. So the only way we can work through it is by being present with it and looking at it and going through it. So yeah, we get stuck because we fall across a tough lesson. It's like a hard class that we're just fail one time, we go back again, we fail one time. It's just a karmic tough lesson.
Yeah, because it is. Yeah, there's something.
It's so hard.
There's something. There's a blessing in it once we learn how to get through it, eh?
Absolutely.
Uh-oh.
And I think a lot. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think a lot of the heartbreaks that we go through, and because, my heart aches for Tamika, because I get it. I totally get it. A lot of the heartbreaks that we go through is preparing us for the relationship that we're meant to be in, and the life that we're meant to have. And, of course, you can't – what is that phrase? You can't see the forest through the trees.
For the trees. Yeah.
You can't, no one will be able to tell her, or anyone for that matter, that it's not right until she figures it out that it's not right. And that's what's hard with love, is because it's such a powerful emotion that, until she shifts her perspective, it's still going to feel true to her. And that takes time sometimes. And so, like Jennie said, all we can do is hold space and send light and love, and validate that she's not alone in going through that. But it really is something that you just have to walk through and realize on your own.
Yeah,
you do.
Yeah, it's like
and it sucks. It's hard.
It's like it's something for me. It took so much time to just get a different perspective. I was literally talking about all these old relationships, these couple relationships in the past, and I was like, oh God, I could have done something. I could have done this differently. I could have been better. And it was like I wasn't regretting, but I was actually grateful, because when I came out of those, I had learned something, and those lessons kept making me different and different until today. I'm super happy, and I'm a much better me as a result of all this. So it's really good that we have our experiences, especially if we can learn from them. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's what we come here. It's literally when the question, why are we here? The quintessential philosophical question. We come here to experience. That's it. Everything else is in that space. It's an experience.
I think TV tricked us into thinking that we came here to have fun all the time, and everything's supposed to be cake and ice cream.
That's our ego.
And
it wants it to be like that. But the higher self said, come in and challenge yourself so you can grow spiritually.
Right.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, I think it's funny that there's this preconceived notion out there that psychics or intuitives are like all sunshine, rainbows, and fluff and unicorns, and it's really not. There's some of that, but it's not the case. We go deep, and we go into the shadow so that we can learn lessons and then live in the light. So it really is tough. And I want to say just one more thing. I hope Tamika is still listening. You have to be, I think, with situations like these, you have to be ready to cut the cords, because if you're not ready, it's not going to work, and you're still going to carry that broken energy around with you. And this is for everybody too. Just as human beings, we carry so many other people's energies with us on a daily basis. Like if you think about how many Facebook friends you have, even if you haven't talked to them in 10 years or seen a picture of them in 10 years, if they're on your Facebook profile, that there's a piece of them that's like touching you, that's in your energetic space. So if you think about it, some of us, and I'm including myself, can get really clogged up with unnecessary energy. So sometimes it's really wonderful to take a look at things like that and let some people go with love and light and just clear out that space, because we do get bogged down with other people's energy. I did that a few years ago, and I couldn't believe how much lighter I felt after just removing people that I hadn't talked to. And I sent them light and love as I did it, but I didn't need to be friends with them on Facebook. It was just incredible, the shift that even that little step creates.
Yeah, the words that come to my mind right now are love and faith. And the reason is because I think that you guys come from a place of love, which is why everything is not going to be all fluffy-duffy all the time. Because think about when you love your children or you love your brother, sister, sometimes you have to tell them things that are truth but aren't always the most comfortable things. Yeah, of course. And then the faith is that sometimes I just have to, when they say, hey, that isn't good for you, maybe just don't do that. And I just have to trust and say, okay. And when I do that, I usually save myself a lot of unnecessary grief. I can still get the lessons without, making it just like terribly horrible, which is what I like to do anyway. I like to make it just the worst ever. When I went through relationships in the past, breakups, I just had to drag it all the way out and just make it the most miserable thing ever. That's how I learned. So I think that when we learn, we learn our hard lessons, we want to share with people so that, to help them so that they don't have to have the absolutely worst experience ever,
There's a lot of learning in suffering. There can be so much learning in suffering, and oftentimes it takes a certain level of suffering for us to flip the energy to sick of it, irritated, and then often that can be the bucking point. So that's one reason the ego can be used as a tool, like a little bit of ego to get enough anger to move the energy and say, I'm sick of it.
Right. Yeah. And it's cool how every day is that day that you can just change the whole game. You can just change it all. So we woke up today, we got a whole new opportunity, and let's seize on this opportunity by taking this caller from the 480 area code. 480, where are you calling from?
Hello?
What's your name? Hello.
Hi, my name is Keisha from Arizona.
Hey.
Hi, Keisha. What's your question today?
Oh, I didn't even think I was going to make it on. I guess moving, that's my most pressing issue. Do you see me moving or getting the money to stay here or change my mind and staying in this apartment?
Let me take a look for you.
Mm-hmm.
And while Stacie is looking at your cards, I'm just going to send you some root chakra energy, because anything that has anything to do with a move is going to affect that root chakra. So it's at the base of your spine. It's a red spinning wheel of light. I'm just pumping it full of energy to just heal it and clean it up a little bit. Let's see if Stacie's ready.
Yeah, so with the moving, is it solely focused around the apartment, or is there a job on the line that needs to be like solidified before you know whether you can stay or not? Is it your job?
Oh, you picked that up, huh? So it is a job. I was supposed to start this week, like tomorrow, but then they put me on hold. So if I started work tomorrow, then I have my check by Friday to pay it for this month, and then, I'd be back on track with my rent. But they put me on hold, so I'm like well, I don't even know if I'm going to be here or not. So I was kind of wondering. So it is a job.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I'm going to be able to make.
You don't know if you're going to go back to that job. They didn't give you like a.
Right, exactly.
Okay,
I don't even know if I'm going to be able to. Are they even going to call me back to do it?
Gotcha.
So as far as okay.
Because I see, I totally see that timing is an issue, and work plays into that.
Mhm.
Were you miserable in that job anyway?
No, you know what? It's right in back of the miserable job that I used to work at. So it's like a business park. So it's one call center and then the other one. So I got dropped from this. They called the police on me and had me thrown out the job.
Oh my
that
goodness.
One. And then but the one in front is a whole other company that does call center work as well. And they don't want to hire me. But it's like, I was like, I don't even know if I want to go back there because it's like right there, right across the street. So I was like, so I don't know. It might be a blessing that I didn't get it, and I just go ahead and just move. And I was like, well, where I'm going to move to? So I was thinking about just moving in the city, just getting somewhere, somewhere cheap in the city, in the same city.
What I'm hearing from your guides is that you've had a rough couple of years, especially like emotionally, and your career plays into that too. I would let that, honestly, I would let that go. I would let those opportunities go. If you're in an apartment, hopefully it's you're not in like a permanent place where you have to stay there, so you could pick up and move. This upcoming year, 2020 for you, is going to be all about self-love and empowerment, because I don't think that you've been given the opportunity to really live to your fullest potential in all aspects of your life. And this is random, but I wanted to ask you, are you in a relationship right now?
No, but this guy, the past, he keeps popping up. And then yesterday I gave a community an earful of what I thought about the whole relationship. So I'm about tired of it. So I don't know what to do about that.
Okay.
No, I'm not. I am single. But there's something, he keeps popping up. Okay, we don't keep it like that.
Okay. So here's the overall arc of how your year really is going to go. I want you to really empower yourself to take back your life into your own hands, because it very much feels like, and this is normal for everyone, I just want to preface with that, it feels like you're having to live your life on other people's terms, like waiting for this job to see if it's going to come through or not knowing if you're able to take care of the rent this month. And that takes a toll on us emotionally and physically. As far as career and job goes for you, I see that your guides and even higher powers that be are really looking down on you and are going to give you good luck with careers financially. So if you believe that you can get any job that comes your way that's a right fit, if you believe that and put that energy out into the universe, it's going to come back to you tenfold. So that's the first thing. Believe in yourself. You will find a job. It will be one that you like, because you are the kind of person who can pick up many things quickly. You're a hard worker and you're genuine. That's huge. The second thing is that, like I said, you've been through a lot of emotional turbulence in the past couple of years, and we want to set that aside, and we really want to focus on self-love, self-care and for you to feel like you know who you are deep down. I feel like you're still waiting for it's like you're still waiting for your story to play out. Does that make sense?
Yeah, because it's still like, yes, I do.
It's like it really is like if we use the metaphor my guides are giving me, it's like you're going to be on stage, right? And you're waiting in the wings off stage, waiting for your cue to step on stage and take the center of the stage. So it's like you're living in anticipation of living your life. And that this is not your fault at all, so I don't mean it that way at all whatsoever. But you, in knowing this now, in your guides telling you this through me, you can take control, step out, walk onto that stage, and stand center stage and really claim your life, because that is your show. So give yourself time to feel the love that you have for yourself in your heart. Feel your courage. Feel your strength. Know that everything that you've gone through so far in life has been basically training you up until this point. So the reason why I'm saying these things, I want to tell you, I pulled the Lover's card and the Star card, which are two beautiful cards in the tarot deck. So down the road, there is a beautiful love out there for you. But right now, you need to focus on loving yourself and being sure of yourself. Just because you don't know where you're going career-wise or even apartment-wise or location-wise, doesn't mean that you can't have a strong sense of self. Know that whatever happens in life, you will be able to take care of yourself. And I feel strongly to say this too. I feel like in the back of your head, you have a fear or a worry that because of all these things are up in the air right now, time is going to run out and you won't be able to have children. Do you have children right now?
I do, but that's a big situation too. I have 4 kids, but they was taken away from me because nobody liked me because I was the black sheep. So they had all these reasons. And so now I want to get married and have kids of my own, and that I can keep with me, and that was my prayer. But now I'm 42. I'm going on 43 real soon, and I'm like, nah, it's over. Never mind. Let's just hang that thought up.
It's not too late, because it's right here in front of me, and I'm listening to your guides in whatever way that will manifest itself, whether you do have another child of your own or whether you're able to connect with the kids that you have now, and there will be amends made, and then you'll be able to build a relationship with them. That's all possible, but you need to start. Bear with me, because it's like you're breathing outside of your body. It's like everything you wait for things to happen to you, and then you react. I want you to flip that, and I want you to start focusing on your breathing, maybe do some guided meditations. If you have Pinterest, that's a great place to go for free guided meditations just on like letting go or stress or whatever, because I feel like you need to find your center again. And your center is your heart chakra, is your soul, is your, is your intuition, your gut, and you're a strong woman. So I think I know I covered a ton there, but to circle back around, to answer your question, 2020 is going to be the year of giving giving your power back to yourself and loving yourself first, putting yourself first, and then making decisions based off of how you feel, not having things happen and then waiting to react to them.
Okay.
Okay. I hope
well,
that
you
was
got
helpful.
you got a lot
sorry.
of
I know
information.
that was a lot.
Yeah, I was.
You got a lot of information.
Yes, I did. Thank you so much. God bless you.
You're welcome.
Thank
you too.
you.
Thank you.
And listeners can, open up your phone, pick a podcasting app, whichever one you like. It could be iRadio, whatever, Castbox, whatever you like, podcast app, and then type in Heart Over Ego Radio, and then you can listen to the entire show again. Maybe you got a lot of information, you want to hear that specific part. You'll be notified when we have new episodes, and you can write some of this stuff down. It's real important. I like what you said about taking action. Doing things like guided meditations, focusing on our breathing. These are things that, like me, I kind of consider myself just like a kind of normal-ish guy, and I would never do those things. And then recently, in recent years, I've started paying attention to these things. I just didn't know how important they were. There was so much out there that I didn't know, so many helpful tools, and I had no clue. So I'm glad that you share that information with the listeners, Stacie, and you're giving people a lot of important tips and tools, and hopefully people are taking heed.
Her spirit guides were just, I don't even know half of what I said because they were like, we need to get this information across. But I wanted to ask Jennie a question. Did you know what I meant?
You can't ask her because she already slid out the back door. She said she had to do something really important. Yeah, she just left like a minute ago. She told me to tell you bye-bye. But I'm channeling Jennie, and I can tell you what she wouldn't say.
We'll talk about it because I'm curious to see how you feel about what I said. So I said to her, and it wasn't me, this was her guide speaking through me. I said, it's like you're breathing outside your body. Did that make sense to you? Did you get like a visual image sort of, or kind of like a feeling? You didn't?
No, that would open up that would open up a can of worms. Me even just trying to connect to that. That's something I would like to know more about. But we only have 3 minutes.
Okay.
I was going to say we only have 3
what
minutes.
I meant?
So break it down.
All right. I've never said that before, so that came directly from her guide. So I'm gonna try to explain this a little bit to myself too. What I meant, or what her spirit guides meant by she's like breathing outside herself, is that she's not grounded at all. She doesn't have a solid, rooted center from where her strength stems from. And I don't mean that in a negative way at all. She is a beautiful, strong soul. And she has a lot of resilience, and I don't think that she would have gotten this far without having strength. What I meant by she's breathing outside of her body is that she's holding her breath, waiting for life to happen, life situations to happen, like, is this job going to come through? Am I going to have my apartment for the next month? How is this going to turn out? So she's waiting for those things to happen, and then she's taking a breath. She's waiting for life, and then sucking in air to make sure that she's still breathing, when really we should be focused on grounding ourselves into the earth, making sure our breath is powerful and deep and rooted and strong, no matter the experiences and the things that are happening outside of us. that's what I meant by she was breathing outside of her body, because I just wanted to like push air through her body to flush anxiety and worry and tension out. And
that
Jennie
sounds like
would totally
that sounds like something that happens because so many people operate on survival mode. You know what I'm saying?
That's exactly it. Exactly.
Yeah, versus, and it's a heightened tense state. You know, it's a heightened stress.
Your flight or fight response is permanently turned on in that way. Yeah.
And we live in it. Sometimes we operate in it for so long that it doesn't feel like we're stressed. It becomes normal.
Exactly.
But it's totally not. It's totally not. And
exactly.
It's perfect example. I lived in Chicago my whole life. And when I moved to Ohio in the burbs, it's very calm and peaceful. Then I could tell the difference. When I go back to Chicago, I feel like I'm on fire. And I stay in Ohio.
That's so funny you say that. I lived in Chicago for 6 years and loved it. And now if I go into New York or Boston or something, I'm like, oh my God, there's so much going on. There's so many people. I live in Connecticut now in a little like cottage in the woods, and I just love the peace and quiet, and it's like a sanctuary for me. So the energy where you physically are too totally impacts how your body reacts to breathing and doing all the normal things that a body does.
Yep. That's a good topic for next week's show. We can start off on that. And speaking of next week's show, we hope that you guys enjoyed today's show with Stacie Martin, Jennie McDaniel, and myself, Drew Pillow. And we'll be here next Sunday at 3 o'clock Eastern. That's noon Pacific. You can check out all kinds of shows on our channel, Heart Over Ego Radio, on Blog Talk Radio. And we appreciate you. Check out this out music and just hold space and do something different for yourself this week. Take just one little tiny thing. Do it. Try it out. If you haven't tried it, if it's something positive, do that. You know what? Work it because you're worth it. We're out of here.
Love it.
Peace. Don't forget to visit our website, everydaypsychicradio.com, and look into our VIP readings. And also like our Everyday Psychic Radio page on Facebook. This is a Heart Over Ego production. I'm Drew Pillow. On behalf of Jennie McDaniel and Stacie Martin, have a great week, guys. We'll see you next time.
Bye.